was done so dirty in the release, it's not even funny. Man, and how WWE got about it, man. Huge ass L from WWE. And I mean, major L. This is one of the biggest L's that WWE took in a long ass time. Ever since Triple H became power of WWE. Alongside his wife. But, man, like, what was wrong with you, WWE? You could have done anything better in that situation. But you chose to fire her instead of, like, putting her on suspension. But come on, man, like, no, bro. WWE, you could have done a lot better in that situation. And I mean a lot better. Like, literally, it says in an article that I have here by Sports Illustrated, after a 413-day run as NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose is no longer with WWE. Fightful reported on Wednesday that Rose, real name Amanda, Sacomano, has been released by WWE. The report states that WWE officials felt they were put in a tough position based on the type of content Rose was posting on FanTime, a paid subscription service like OnlyFans, where Rose posted adult-themed photos and videos. According to Fightful, WWE officials felt like the content was outside of perimeters of Rose's WWE contract. The Wrestling Observer has confirmed Rose's release and that the content she was posting played a big role in her departure. News of Rose's release comes one day after she lost the NXT Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez. Rose vs. Perez was originally scheduled to take place in January, but was surprisingly moved up to Tuesday's episode of NXT. The match being moved up was a last-minute decision based on the fact that Rose was being released. The 32-year-old Rose tweeted a thank you message to fans on Tuesday night after losing the title to Perez. Rose has been with WWE since 2015 when she first appeared as a contestant on the reality show Tough Enough. She was signed to WWE. She was signed to a WWE contract after Tough Enough and competed on WWE's developmental brand NXT until being called up to the main roster in 2017. Rose was part of tag teams with Sonya Deville and Dana in WWE. In July 2021, Rose was sent back to NXT and became leader of a group called Toxic Attraction. She won NXT's Women's Championship from Raquel Gonzalez at last year's Halloween Havoc. So, from a person that, let's just talk about a little bit of Mandy Rose for a second. So, from a person that started on Tough Enough, did NXT for 2 years, and was wrestling on NXT for 2 years, and then moved up to the main roster, had a faction with Paige and Sonya Deville. I forgot what the faction was called, and then Paige dropped from that faction, and then it became Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose called Fire Desire, and failed to attempting to catch the women to get the women's tag team championships, and then was just flopping around as a jobber. Did a good ass storyline with Otis, not getting me wrong, because that was a good ass storyline with Otis, and then literally having, a who's gonna leave WWE type match between Sonya Deville and Mandy, which Mandy Rose obviously won. And then after that, was being a jobber again, but tag teaming with Dana Brooke. And then slipping, because it rained at WrestleMania 37. And then slipped on, the entrance ramp to go to the ring on live television to go on NXT, rebranding herself, literally doing better on the mic, doing better in in-ring work, doing better as promos, having a better faction than she was with Sonya Deville, and then becoming NXT Women's Champion for 413 days is what I call an improvement. From a person that slipped on live television at WrestleMania 37 to becoming, literally, next to Asuka, one of the best one of the best champions that we've seen in a minute from the women's roster for a goddamn long time, and becoming the leader of Toxic Attraction, and becoming literally one of the best goddamn heels that we've seen in a goddamn minute on NXT. She literally reinvented herself and rebranded herself. And literally, we thought that once she lose the title, she was gonna go up to the main roster with her at Toxic Attraction and run it on the main roster. And then after that, a day later, got released, which was so unexpected for me. She did all that time rebranding herself, becoming a better person than she was on the main roster the first time around, just to be let go after she lost the title. A day after she lost the title to Roxanne Perez. Right after Deadline as well, too. Right after Deadline. And honestly, WWE knew what the fuck they were doing, because she had that shit. She had the fan time page on her bio on Instagram for literally a couple months to a year now. So WWE knew what the hell they were doing, because they've seen it. They probably seen it. They're like, yo, Mandy, this doesn't really look good. I don't know what you're doing, but please take it off, because it's not really part of your contract. Or if not, you're gonna get fired. And look. And yeah, like one dumbass person leaked her shit because he was probably mad at something, and then bam, WWE saw it, and they were like, "Yep, gotta let you go. Goodbye. Can't. No." She knew. Mandy Rose knew what the fuck she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing, because she, like, if she wants to make more money on the side because her contract of what WWE's paying her is not enough, then I support her for doing what she wants to do. If she wants to become an OnlyFans model, if she wants to do modeling, like, go back to doing the fitness, doing movies, I support her for getting extra money. If the WWE contract doesn't give her that much, I support her 100%. Like, I don't give a fuck. If you think that, like, if the fan time page that you have creates more money than your WWE contract, by all means, keep doing what you're doing. I don't blame you. But WWE could have gone at it a different way. Understand that you're upset because, one, this is not under Triple H thing. Because if NXT was under Triple H would have definitely just been like, okay, Mandy, we're not going to fire you, but we are going to take the title off of you. Roxanne's going to be the new champion. And then you're going to be suspended for this amount of months without pay, and then you can come back, and then we could either send you could be on NXT still, or we could send you off to the main roster and, have you run on there for a second time so it can be better than the first. Because if Triple H was there in NXT, she would be suspended. But this was past Triple H, and Triple H is on the main roster now. So this was way past Triple H's head. And this was more like the board of directors and Stephanie McMahon decision. We all know Stephanie McMahon loves the women on WWE, and I know it was so fucking hard to choose between letting her go or staying. But after that, they said, like, she knew what she was doing. She knew that she was going to put herself in a big-ass risk for her to lose that for her to lose the title, and on top of that, for her to lose and get fired because of what she posted. And yes, like, I don't want to say exactly what she posted, because people are seeing that shit on Twitter. That shit's all over Twitter already, so I don't even need to explain myself what WWE have probably seen. But obviously, and plus, their biggest supporter, their biggest, I want to say, ally is, was it Martel? The people that makes the action figures and everything for WWE. So I understand they didn't want to lose that. It was either choosing between Martel, their biggest fucking client, or literally having Mandy Rose stay on the brand on NXT or in WWE general. That was a hard decision for them. I understand that, because WWE action figures sell, and we all love Mandy Rose as champion. So I understand it was a very, very hard decision for WWE to make. I understand that, but Mandy knew exactly what she was doing. She knew the consequences of what she was doing. She knew. I don't need to explain. She knew exactly what consequences she was getting herself into. Because, like, literally, she never, after she got fired, did she take it down? No, because she know she's making a lot more money than she was on NXT. And like I said, if she wants to make more money, if she wants to keep on doing the fan time, then like she is doing, then let her do it. Like, she literally put out a statement. She said, "Thank you for everybody supporting me, but what's been happening, and don't worry, guys, the fan time's still up." So she's still gonna do it regardless what you like or what WWE thinks. Because one, if the fan time pay is making her more money than her WWE contract, then she's gonna keep doing it. She's gonna keep doing it regardless. I mean, good luck on your future endeavors, Mandy Rose. No matter if you end up in AEW or Impact Wrestling or do movies or still doing your fun time because it earns you a lot more money than WWE. I support you. I really do. But WWE knew about it because it's been on her page for 4 fucking months or more. WWE knew about it and they didn't say anything the first time. That's like, and people are mad because it's like people are mad at WWE because it's, of what they did. And I'm honestly mad at WWE too. This is the biggest L that WWE have taken since Vince McMahon was back in office and released fucking Bray Wyatt. Alright? That's like a year apart. Literally, that is 1 year apart from each other. So, me personally, you releasing Mandy Rose was the dumbest thing that you have done, WWE. One of the dumbest thing you have done, ever done. This is a fat L from the company right now. Cause you could have just suspended her without pay, and then took the title off of her at New Year's Evil, and then bam. She probably been back, but back on the main roster. That's what people would want to see. She could be back at the main roster, but she could be back at WWE, but you could put her on the main roster after she loses the title. You and suspend her without pay. Like, you could do that. You could do that, but completely releasing her? Come on, WWE. You could do a whole lot better than that. Releasing her? You knew exactly what y'all was doing. You knew she had that page for so many months, but you still release her. And, bro, this is like I said from before, you're comparing this to, real ass crime. Because if you think about it, you're comparing this, to, Xavier Woods and Paige's sex tape. But the thing is, they were on their personal phone and they got leaked. This is a fucking public website, like OnlyFans. Think about that. You're comparing this to Xavier Woods and Paige's sex tapes when it was personally from their phone and they're getting blackmailed and then they got leaked. That's a different story from being on a public fucking site. And you're comparing this also to fucking real ass crimes like Jeff Hardy and Jimmy and Jay Uso because of the fucking DUI shit. This is a whole different ball game. You got blackmail leaked and then you got public website leaked. Which one is worse? That's the thing you gotta think about. I don't know, man. Look, I love WWE to death, but releasing Mandy Rose off of something petty like this is the worst thing you have done, WWE. Oh God. I am upset at WWE still for releasing Mandy Rose. Justice for Mandy at this point. She should not have been released. Everybody's going to agree with me that she should have been suspended without pay. You can take the title off of her on New Year's Evil. And then, I think everything will be good. It won't be as, controversial as it is right now. But it will be, people's going to be upset because of what she done. Because people knew, from what's been happening, people knew what she was doing. WWE knows what she was doing. But they still fired her off of what she was doing because she was making more money obviously it was a violation because, that's not what her contract says. And I understand that's not what your contract says. If they don't like it, they're going to tell you to take it down. And if you don't take it down, then, okay, goodbye. I understand that. But with her, man, like, she could have just been suspended for a couple months. Like, you could see it. You could just suspend her for a little, like, a good 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Like, you could have banned her for that and then make her come back. But the whole firing her, that was a little bit this was out of proportionate. Like, this is literally out of proportion. Like, literally, firing her was, like, a little bit too excessive, okay? It's a little bit too excessive. I understand that. It's a little bit too excessive. Me personally, I don't know what's going to happen with Mandy Rose right now. No one's really going to know. We don't even know what's going to happen with Mandy Rose. So, I hope you can do well in your future endeavors. That means if it's either AEW or Impact or Ring of Honor, we support you either way. You bring everything to the WWE. You bring your heart out. You rest your heart out. And from reinventing yourself from a main roster jobber to a champ to becoming a women's champion, a world champion on NXT says something. And you have a whole bunch of potential. You have literally potential ahead of you. And I support you in anything that you do, Mandy. Literally everybody has your backing in anything that you do. But Jesus, WWE, do better, man, with this. Like, you lost a good-ass fucking wrestler that's potentially could have been a big-ass star on the main roster. A huge star on the main roster. Doesn't matter if it's for the Raw Women's Champion or the SmackDown Women's Championship. Oh, man, the 2022, man, has been something, literally. 2022 has been literally something, and it's, oh my gosh, I don't even know anymore.